Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and welcome back to another 2023 preview and prediction video. Today I'll be doing the Texas Longhorns. Let's get into it. Last year Texas went 8-5 with losses to Alabama by 1, Texas Tech by 3 in overtime, Oklahoma State by 7, TCU by 7, and Washington by 7 in the bowl game. They had wins against Baylor, they had wins against Kansas State, Oklahoma, and Iowa State. So, not a bad year for Texas in Sark's second year. He actually made a bowl game, and he was third in the Big 12, almost made the Big 12 title. So, let's see what he's working with this year to see if he improves or not. Well, you get Quinn Ewers back. That's a big piece of it. You did lose Bijan Robinson, but you have some young guys in Jonathan Brooks, Jaden Blue, and C.J. Baxter, a freshman. Wide receivers, you have Xavier Worthy, you have Isaiah Nair, you have Jordan Whittington, Casey Kane, Jonte Cook, a freshman, DeAndre Moore, a freshman, and Adonai Mitchell, a transfer from Georgia. Tight end, Jatavion Sanders, and Gunnar Helm should help the offense out a lot. The offensive line is very young and very talented, so we'll see how the offense looks. I think it's going to look pretty good. You also have the acquisition of freshman Arch Manning. Don't think he's going to see a lot of playing time this year, at least starting. I think him and Malik Murphy will be sharing time in garbage time, but we'll see. On the defensive side, you have a lot of guys back. Katon Crawford, Jaron Thompson, Jahdae Barron, and Ryan Watts make up the secondary, as well as Terrence Brooks. Justice Finkley, Jalen Ford, and David Binda make up the linebacking core, while Byron Murphy, Baron Sorrell, and Tavondre Sweat make up the D-line. So I think the team is very well put together. So we'll just see what I think Texas is going to do this year. They start the year against Rice. Shouldn't not have any problem. But the next week is where you got the issue. You're at Alabama. And I have you winning this game. I think that your receivers and Quinn Ewers in the second year in Sark's system is going to be too much for this young Alabama secondary. And I think your defense is going to be able to affect that quarterback, whichever it is, Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson, or Tyler Buckner. So I think you beat Alabama. I think you beat Wyoming the next week to get into conference play. Okay, so at Baylor, I think you just have too much firepower for Baylor, and in the Kansas game after that, I just think you're too physical for Kansas. Going into the Red River rivalry, this is going to be the landmark game, and I think in a closer game than last year, you win it to go into your bye week at 6-0. Coming out of the bye week, you're at Houston. I think you're able to win that game pretty easily. Same thing with the BYU game after that. Then you have a really tough game. You're playing Kansas State. And Kansas State, they still have Will Howard. They have a lot of their guys. I do think you win it, though, in a close one. Then you have back-to-back road games at TCU and at Iowa State. I have you losing the TCU game. I know. They lost a lot, but look, Texas has not been undefeated to this point in the season since probably 2009. And with this coaching staff being as new as it is, going undefeated is never easy. Kirby, it took Kirby until his sixth season to go undefeated in the regular season. It took Saban until his third. So it's difficult to go undefeated in the regular season. And with games like this against head coaches like Sonny Dykes, which are very tricky, you can find yourself losing these games more often than not. So I think you lose this one, but I do think you beat Iowa State the week after. Then you have the game against Texas Tech. This game is going to be if it rolls this way, Texas Tech is going to be out for blood against Texas, and Texas is going to be trying their hardest not to choke away a potential playoff berth. This could be a toss-up either way, but I'm giving it to Texas Tech. I just don't think that this team at this point has the mentality to get back up and keep going like consistently after a loss. We saw it a little bit last year when they had some close losses, and especially in Sark's first year. They could absolutely prove me wrong and go undefeated or have one loss, but Texas Tech, very underrated this year. So I have Texas going 10-2, having a very good chance of making the Big 12 title. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and Go Dogs.